Microsoft just showed us exactly why they can't be trusted with recall. They proved us right. They proved us all right. Well, maybe not all of us, but I'll get to you guys in a moment. Windows 11 is now automatically enabling OneDrive folder backup. That means it is automatically enabling backing up all of your files to the cloud without asking for permission. Now, I mentioned this in my other videos about Windows Recall. If you haven't seen them, please go find them if you have no idea what I'm talking about. They have a history of doing this, but the fact that they would do this so close on the heels of this like recall announcement debacle is insane. Shareholders, take note. They don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? What are you doing? Setting recall aside for a moment, number one, you should not be able to do something this big with people's data without asking for permission. Number two, a lot of people have plenty of legitimate reasons to not want all of their stuff uploaded to a cloud anywhere, namely security. Microsoft, didn't you recently have a big old data breach? Don't you have an uncomfortable history of vulnerabilities? Beyond basic security concerns aside, a lot of people are not even allowed to have cloud backups. Like, I'm working on a project right now and I have made certain assurances about how all of my data is stored, and a cloud online backup is not one of them. Explicitly so. But let's get to the recall of it all. Remember all you guys who were apparently born yesterday who were saying that now there's nothing to worry about because recall is opt-in only and requires a password or a PIN. It's a PIN, by the way, guys, like a 4-digit PIN to activate. Did you think that about OneDrive too? Because it was, and now it isn't. And they didn't have to tell you. Do not, just because something is opt-in now does not mean it will be opt-in forever. And with Windows and Microsoft, like, even more so. People only realized that all of their files were being uploaded to the cloud on OneDrive because they started seeing these green check marks next to everything and they were complaining. And other people were doing like clean installs of their OSs and all of a sudden having like all these files like populate on what was supposed to be like a clean install of a computer. They were not informed about this, and they're so lucky that there were in fact green check marks next to everything. So people were able to be like, what's going on, Windows? And just think of all the people who didn't ask, who just like shrugged and said like, okay, I guess icons have green check marks now. That's fun. Furthermore, I want to know if anyone can ever trust that folder of Windows Recall, screenshots isn't going to end up on a OneDrive cloud backup. Because a big source of security for a lot of people was that it was only going to be stored locally. Okay, so were all of the other documents on people's computers who had chosen not to activate OneDrive. All of those files were going to only be stored locally for safety, for security, for whatever. Next, you'll tell me that you don't have to worry about recall being backed up to OneDrive because it's going to be stored in a different location. Okay, I have a fantastic structure to sell you that connects 2 pieces of land across a waterway. Inquire within. So you tell me, knowing what you know now, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe about working on a computer that has Windows Recall on it, even if it's not turned on yet?